Oh, it is that. Okay, good to know. Good to this before we. What is that? Something like that. Yeah? Captions? Captions? Okay. Just checking. Just checking. Okay, good. Okay, so just FYI, you're not gonna see me for a little bit, even though I'm spending time checking the camera. We're gonna be trying to do something in streamerbot that I should be able to do, but like my brain is not figuring it out. So, um, that's what we're gonna try to do today. I finally have a decent like vertical setup, but at the same time, we're not doing that. We're not doing that because I don't know how to do vertical at the same time and push it out. I can record it, but I don't know how to push it out. Should I explore that? Stream all vertical outputs. Vertical virtual cam, vertical settings. No, I don't think that's it. You know what? Let me just change to this scene. I don't have a thing for it yet. Okay, so this is going to be an overlay that I put on top of. Actually, let me. How about should I? Let's just have OBS over here. Yeah. Because I can see this in the vertical overlay, and it's kind of nice to look at. There will be a commercial at some point, but just FYI. Okay, so I put a folder here. Where's my stream elements or not stream elements? Actions. Okay, let me.
Meow meow.
Yeah, there's still that one thing I want to do too. I want to do it without having to. I wonder if I should just make my own animation. That could be an idea. Or like a glowing line. Oh, you know what? I could monitor the audio. I can definitely do that now. So a friend came by to drop off glasses for the eclipse, and I ordered a lens for my phone. I got two things for my phone. Actually, let me since we're fixing things first, let's listen to some music. And I put the thing on, so hopefully we're doing that filter thing. Ah, you can't see a muse on here though. Wait, do I need to put that scene? Sources. Scene. Is it LB front? LB front. There we go. Okay, yeah. What? Where's a muse? Did I put a thing for a muse? Oh, I did. There we go. I have to go fix things about April 27. So April 27, I'm going to do another donation-a-thon, but we're gonna make it so it's just like a community hangout day. So probably like words on stream. If you want like subs, mods, and VIPs, I will give preference to if they want a like illustration from me, which by the way, I am not an artist. Not an artiste. So if anybody wants me to do a doodle for them, if they are a mod or VIP, they get preference. I still need to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'll ask Mojo maybe. I feel like Mojo would have good ideas about that kind of thing. But I plan on doing like small illustrations, like small format. So like if it were to be printed out, then smaller than a sheet of paper, definitely. So I'll probably be fiddling with Krita or Clip Studio in a bit. Maybe not today, but in the near future, just so I can figure out what size canvas we want to do this. That I do these doodles, because even when I do traditional, like pen and paper, marker, whatever, I don't need a big ass canvas. I need something small. I personally need something small. So, you know what I mean? But that's me. So yeah, sometimes it's like really hard to just draw huge things. But yeah. Okay, so let me show you.
Medical racism? If you're sick, you're sick.
First
What does
of all,
race
I
have
need
to do
to
with
see
that?
if this is
Racism has everything to do with.
Okay, hold on. We need to. Do I need to add that as an audio source situation? Okay. Studio mode. Then I need audio. I need the audio scene. I need the audio, nested audio. Wait, no, I don't. Okay, wait. Sources. I need the audio. Oh, is there not a thing about controlling audio inside of OBS? Properties? Settings. Settings? No? Huh. So then maybe I do need to add it to the audio scene. Nested audio sources. Oh yeah, we're getting rid of no Tangia. I thought I was comfortable using it, then I realized I wasn't. So we're not gonna use it. We're just gonna stick with SpeakerBot. And maybe if we can like find Deck Talk. Add Deck Talk, because I kind of like Deck Talk. Deck, D-E-C. D-E-C. Talk. I'm always kind of like weird about AI. But now just like... I don't know everything, but what I do know about AI, I just don't feel comfortable like using it as an entertainment source when I know AI can be used to ruin people's lives. So I just don't feel comfortable anymore. But for y'all using AI TTS stuff, like you do you. I am just super apprehensive. Because I was going to add it because people like Nutty's voice and like it's fun and it's cute, but at the same time I'm just like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable anymore. So I do have some TTS voices, but okay, am I not supposed to You know what? Wait. Just the okay, maybe audio. Not active. There we go. What did I call it? TikTok. TikTok, IG, LMNOPQRS. Where's TikTok? Oh my god, where is it? Oh, oh, okay. Okay, I want to monitor and output. Okay. Studio mode off. Let's do that again. Sources.
Medical racism? If you're sick, you're sick. What does race have to do with that?
Racism has everything to do with how people are treated in the healthcare system.
But my doctor isn't racist. Why should I care?
Because your doctor isn't the entire healthcare system. Medical racism refers to systemic biases and discriminatory practices that impact the healthcare of minoritized communities.
A study showed that 50% of medical students and residents had false beliefs about biological differences between black and white patients.
False beliefs like black people's skin is thicker, black people's blood coagulates more quickly, or that black people have less nerve endings.
Those who believed this provided less accurate care to black patients.
Medical racism has deadly consequences, including high black maternal mortality rates.
Black women are 3 times more likely to die during childbirth.
In some places, as high as 7 times.
And there are literally medical equations that treat black people differently.
There's an equation that assumed that all black patients had better kidney functioning than any other race.
All because of the false belief that all black patients have higher muscle mass, a lie that justified slavery.
It's wrong, it's racist, and it made it harder for black patients to get kidney transplants. That equation finally changed only in 2021. You don't have to be a doctor or a medical student to care about this.
Information of medical racism? If you're sick, you're sick. What does race have to do with that?
Racism has everything to do with how people are treated in the healthcare.
Okay. So at the moment, I have 9 videos in this one folder. So not only do I want the option of having this just as a commercial, like let's say I need to take a piss or something. Like let's say I need to like do something and I'm going to be away from the computer for a little bit. I want the option to use this as a commercial break, but also like if somebody wants to just like redeem a random video as a channel point, one of these will play and then that's it. But the problem with that is like, I think I have to do it for like a set amount of time or something. Or maybe in streamerbot, because you can always do random, right? So let's put that in like redemptions. Redeems. Okay. Add TikTok. Random, always run. Random. Okay. So core file? Read lines, file tail, file IO. Is that what I needed to do with Susanu's? Maybe that's what I needed to do with Susanu's. MIDI. Oh my god, this light is so bright. Fucking my eyeballs. These lights are like hella fucking bright. It fucking hurts my eyes. I can't. Okay. Fuck. 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 Not. Okay, thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you listening to me correctly. Bitch, why are you not... Why is this not sitting correctly? Bruh. Clip on. Okay. Integrations.
Meow meow.
Pick a color. First words. Polypop. OBS. OBS. Source visibility. Set media state? Okay. So maybe it's this. And then if I choose random, it'll choose one of the videos randomly. Okay, so we'll do that as a placeholder for now. Okay, and then, so I guess I have to do all of them separately. We'll do them all separately. TikTok, Smarter in Seconds, medical racism. No. Okay. File. Medical racism. Okay.
Medical racism? If you're sick, you're sick. What does race have to
That
do with
means I
that?
have to
Racism
like,
has everything to do with how people are treated in the
okay, we
healthcare
need to
system.
transform
But my doctor
all
isn't
of them.
racist. Why should I
Transform.
care?
Because your doctor isn't the entire healthcare system. Medical racism refers to systemic biases and discriminatory practices that impact the healthcare
That
of
needs to
minoritized
be-
communities.
A study showed that 50% of medical students and residents
Here.
had false beliefs about biological differences between black and white patients.
False beliefs like black people's skin is thicker, black people's blood coagulates more quickly, or that black people have less nerve endings.
Those who believed this provided less accurate care to black patients.
Medical racism has deadly consequences, including high black maternal mortality rates.
Black women are 3 times more likely to die during childbirth.
In some places, as high as 7 times.
And there are literally medical equations that treat black people differently.
There's an
Yeah, I wanna
equation
make
that
sure I
assumed
can
that all
see their
black patients
tags.
had better kidney functioning than any other race.
All because of the false belief that all black patients have higher muscle mass, a lie that justified slavery.
It's wrong, it's racist, and it made it harder for black patients to get kidney transplants. That equation finally changed only in 2021. You don't have to be a doctor or a medical student to care about this.
Information about medical racism can save lives.
refers to systemic biases and discriminatory practices that impact the healthcare of minoritized communities.
A study showed that 50% of medical students and residents had false beliefs about biological differences between black and white patients.
False beliefs like black people's skin is thicker, black people's blood coagulates more quickly, or that black people have less nerves.
Those who believed this provided less accurate care to black patients.
Medical racism has deadly consequences.
Okay. Next one. Where's the folder? Yeah, let's do addiction. Addiction. Files.
Can you believe she's going to rehab again?
Well, as someone who went to rehab, I don't think we should judge.
No, you're sober because you wanted to be. She just needs willpower.
Well, if willpower was a cure, addicts wouldn't exist.
Studies have repeatedly shown that impairment of self-control and willpower are key hallmarks of addiction.
Addiction, or substance use disorder, is characterized by compulsive seeking behavior for a substance, an activity, or a thing.
Addiction changes both brain structure and function,
Addiction is both a mental and physical illness.
often causing a person to lose control over how often or how much they use a substance.
Despite the adverse consequences of use.
You can't be an alcoholic. You're so talented.
Well, I am an alcoholic, and you're biased. Stigma and
That's
bias
nice.
around addiction only makes recovery more difficult.
And yet, society continues to stigmatize, demonize, and criminalize substance use disorders.
Oh, yeah.
Relapse or fall back into addictive behaviors, you shouldn't abandon them. You might not be able to support the addict in person, but never stop loving them.
Support people with substance use disorders.
Oh, wait, yeah,
by
no.
replacing blame, shame, and criminalization with education, compassion, and rehabilitation.
Smarter in seconds.
Can you believe she's going to rehab again?
Well, as someone who
This
went
is
to rehab, I
America.
don't think we should
Speak
judge.
English. No, you're sober.
The United States of America has
Well, if willpower was secure, addicts
This is
wouldn't
America.
exist.
Speak English. Studies have repeatedly
the
shown
United
that
States of
impairment
America
self-control,
has
and willpower are
no
key hallmarks
official
of addiction.
language.
Addiction
Speak
or
English.
substance
This
use
is
disorder.
America. Can you
Is a
believe
phrase
she's going to
used by
rehab
white
nationalists,
again?
racists,
Well, as
and
someone who went to
xenophobes?
rehab,
This
I don't think
reveals
we should
obvious
judge.
bias
you're
and
sober
lack of
because you
understanding.
wanted to be.
Sense. She
What
just
we
needs
now know
willpower.
as the
Well,
U.S.
if willpower
is
was secure,
entirely
addicts
made up
wouldn't
of
exist.
stolen land and
Studies have
broken
repeatedly
treaties.
shown
The
that
indigenous
impairment
people of this
self-control,
land
willpower
spoke
are key
countless
hallmarks of
different
addiction.
languages,
Addiction or
but none
substance
of
use
them
disorder
were
is
English.
characterized
There are
by
over
compulsive
350
seeking behavior
languages
for
spoken just
a
in the
substance,
US.
an
The
activity,
movement for
or a thing.
English only
changes
in the
both brain
United
structure
States didn't
and
begin
function.
until
Addiction is both a
1907,
mental
yet
and
its
physical
history
illness.
and
Often
present
causing a
are
person to lose
inextricably
control over
linked
how
to
often or how much they
anti-immigrant
use a
bias.
substance. Today,
Despite
translation
the
technology
adverse
is as available
consequences
to
of
you as
use.
this video.
You can't be an
Y si tienes
alcoholic.
problemas con otros idiomas,
Well, I
aprenda
am an
más idiomas.
alcoholic, and you're
Smarter in
biased.
seconds.
Stigma and bias around addiction only makes recovery more difficult.
And yet, society continues to stigmatize, demonize, and criminalize substance use disorder.
If people relapse or fall back into addictive behaviors, you shouldn't abandon them. You might not be able to support the addict in person, but never stop loving them.
Support people with substance use disorder by replacing blame, shame, and criminalization with education, compassion, and rehabilitation.
Smarter in seconds.
I just got a parking ticket. That's so gay.
Did you really just say that?
It's not that deep.
Actually, it's a microaggression.
Oh?
The micro in microaggressions doesn't refer to the size of the action's impact, but the fact that the action can be as small as making a comment. Microaggressions happen when we fail to account for our internalized biases, and then unintentionally or unknowingly perpetuate those biases. Of course, intention doesn't equal impact. The term microaggression was coined in the 1970s by Harvard psychiatrist Dr. Chester M. Pierce. Dr. Pierce used the term to describe the harmful treatment that Black people are subjected to, primarily at the hands of non-Black folks. Microaggressions can be detrimental to a person's safety, opportunities, livelihood, personhood, and may even have adverse physiological and psychological impacts. These small actions are often the way in which we individually perpetuate oppression interpersonally. For example, telling someone to man up
no.
perpetuates the false
I need a
patriarchal
VLC,
idea that suppressing
right?
your emotions is masculine. Telling a woman to smile when she's literally just minding her business treats her like an object that exists to please others, which again is patriarchal. And describing something that you don't like or disapprove of as so gay is homophobic. Preventing yourself from doing a microaggression can be as simple as working on your internalized biases and thinking before you speak.
Smarter in seconds.
EMTALA is the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. It's a federal law requiring hospitals to give stabilizing treatment to patients experiencing medical emergencies in the emergency room. But there's a case going to be heard by the United States Supreme Court in April about whether EMTALA requires emergency departments to give abortions in urgent circumstances, including when a woman's health is threatened by continuing her pregnancy. Without this law, a hospital could refuse to treat a pregnant person in a medical emergency. That's things like a patient's water breaking early, uncontrollable bleeding, sepsis, preeclampsia, and so much more. Everyone must be able to get the emergency care that they need, including pregnant people who need an abortion. To me, it's frightening that anti-abortion lawmakers are willing to endanger people's lives, especially when it comes to medical emergencies.
Are you committing a genocide on an empty stomach? When hunger strikes during an airstrike on civilians, McDonald's has your back. Gaza Strip? No. Chicken strips. Use the promo code WARCRIMES1 for 30% off on your mobile order. Because at McDonald's, we make death delicious. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. This is all empty. I stole this and ran. I wouldn't give them my money. Are you committing a genocide on an empty stomach? When hunger strikes during an airstrike on civilians, McDonald's has your back. Gaza Strip? No. Chicken Strip. Are you committing a genocide on an empty stomach? When hunger strikes during an airstrike on civilians, McDonald's has your back. Gaza Strip? No. Chicken strips. Use the promo code WARCRIMES1 for 30% off on your mobile order. Because at McDonald's, we make death delicious. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. This is all empty. I stole this and ran. I wouldn't give them my money. If calling out war crimes makes you lose an opportunity, find a better opportunity. Aw man, you just lost a role in a movie or TV show we weren't gonna watch? You just lost a brand deal. Not the brand deal. Here you go. It's for you. You can't always look to America to be the moral foreground of ethics. Sometimes you're just gonna have to use your brain. That's gonna be so hard for people. Sometimes you're just gonna have to use your brain and be on the right side of history. Here's a hint. It's not usually the side America's on.
Meow meow.
Somebody who supports Palestine and you haven't been wearing masks indoors, either stop being.
I'm going to give you a rundown on how Palestine and COVID are connected. Because if you reacted to that video the same way that that person in that stitch did, maybe you need to listen up. So at the very basis of this is disability justice. It's part of leftist praxis that has been pushed to the side and just left out for a very long time. So I don't blame a lot of people for not knowing about it. However, at its core, it's just making the world safer and more equitable for people who are disabled. Like,
oh, they're not the same size.
people
How
that
intriguing.
Can't access public spaces or even medical care right now because
That's
of
weird.
unmitigated COVID spread. Now, I'm sure you all remember COVID because it never actually went away and it hasn't been that long since it started. But it's a deadly disease. It is a deadly vascular disease. And there's a lot of people that cannot afford to catch it. What does that have to do with Palestine? Well, global
That's so
pandemic.
intriguing.
COVID is in Palestine.
Okay. One more.
There are tons of
And then I'll
people
fix the audio
crowded
situation.
in shelters right now because of the conditions in the country. There's unmitigated COVID spread going on. There's people dying of COVID among a genocide right now. Not to mention the fact that disease has been used as a tool of genocide for a very long time. They don't have access to medical care because 30 out of 36 hospitals were bombed. So, if everybody in Gaza is effectively disabled, and people are becoming even more disabled by COVID, it is definitely being used as a tool of genocide, especially when you consider the fact that Israel has blocked vaccines and other COVID treatment from getting into Gaza and the West Bank for ages. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance happening here because I know that you know that COVID is still going on. I know that you know it's dangerous. I know you know it causes long COVID. But can you imagine getting long COVID
if you don't want to
in
be
Gaza
faced with
right
a
now?
situation where she may choose to terminate, or
Can you fucking
she may
imagine
choose
that?
to keep the child when you don't
Getting,
want
like,
her to,
developing like POTS or something.
you
That's
may
weird.
Makes
This
it
is
even harder
they're both
to
from
get around.
don't leave your
TikTok
sperm where it
and
can meet an
When
egg.
the streets and the roads are destroyed and there's literal
Intriguing.
sewage
Or
running
even
through your
better,
tent. Come on.
keep it in your pants.
It
See, you're
is
talking
connected.
like it should be fair.
It is.
Oh, fucking who?
Colonizers
So
don't
many
care
men
about the spread of
comment saying things
disease.
like this. Well, women get a choice, men should get a choice too.
So what's
You
with that
suck.
mindset, babes?
You do get a choice. It's just before she gets pregnant. Let me try to explain this as simply as possible so that maybe y'all will understand. Your choice begins and ends where you leave your sperm. If you don't want to be faced with a situation where she may choose to terminate, or she may choose to keep the child when you don't want her to, or you may have to pay child support, don't leave your sperm where it can meet an egg. In even simpler terms, ejaculate responsibly. Or even better, keep it in your pants. See, you're talking like it should be fair. Biology's not fair. It would only ever be fair if men also had to carry pregnancies, but you don't. And in what world does she even get a choice if you're threatening her with either she gets an abortion or she keeps it and you won't pay child support? What choice does she get? If you want to move to a state where you can sign your rights away, have at it. Stop acting like the system's rigged against you just because you don't want to keep it in your pants.
Okay. Now I just need to figure out how sources. Are we gonna keep this all in a folder with the phone so they move together, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So all of this is gonna move together. Okay, so we need to put this in a add a folder, right? Group. TikTok folder. Wait, here we go. All right, I'm gonna move all these together so when I do need to move them, they're gonna move as one situation. There. That way it'll be easier to move them around or whatever.
Maternal mortality rates.
Black women.
Cool. Oh, I want to monitor the audio for all of them. So that's right. I want to monitor all of that so I know that they're playing. And that's the. Oh no. Monitor.
Hey, stop looking at the screen.
I totally will. My eyes hurt, so. Okay. Let's try this. Try the sources real